Hey folks, welcome back to Adventure Backpacking with Tom. I am well off onto my hike. It's Saturday morning. I've been hiking for about an hour. Had a little issue with my phone yesterday. Didn't get much footage in at all last night. A couple things, but nothing much. My battery went completely dead. I didn't realize that I had some kind of something hid inside my pocket when I had it in there, and turned on the phone and just wiped out the battery completely. So anyway, here I am. I just crossed the road. And you can see the parking lot is already full. It's just about 8 o'clock in the morning or so on Saturday, and this parking lot's completely packed. A lot of people do day hikes on the AT. This particular one goes up to a few views, the trail from here. So I'm going to get to it, and hoping to get down to a river. I'm going to get off the AT later on today and take a power line trail or something down to the river, and hopefully do a little fishing. I brought some fishing poles with me today for this weekend, just to do something different. So we'll see what happens then. Just came up on another view, looking over Western Maryland. Nice. This trail I'm on has a ton of rock scrambles. You can see it. This is actually going down steep. I just came from here. It goes around that bend and up over that rock there. Pretty steep. It's like a 4-foot drop right around that corner. But yeah, this trail is notorious for these rock scrambles, and you really have to get down on all fours at times to get through on some of these spots. But all in all, a decent trail, all up and down, for probably 4 miles, and then I'll have a nice lookout and some good views, and then after that I'll run the ridge for about another 4, and I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna try to take a side trail off to the Shenandoah River, take a swim, cool off, maybe do some fishing, see what happens when I get there. But yeah, hike's moving along. Prefer it to be a little cooler. It's probably about 85 and the humidity is probably around 70%. So onwards and upwards into the mid 90s today. And I guess we'll just grin and bear it. Keep plugging away. It's all we can do. The trail is lush with these ferns. It's like an entire fern forest right here in this one spot. Love these things, they really look pretty. So I'm at this River to Ridge trail, and I'm down about a mile, and didn't know that this led into this Rolling Ridge Conservancy. So it says it's 1,500 acres, eastern hardwood forest, protected by the Clark County, Virginia Easement Authority. And it looks like it's running these power lines, largely the main trail, and then there's all these side trails that go off this. So this is where I'm at, and this looks like on my map it goes right down toward the Shenandoah River, which is where I'm trying to get to, try to cool off, because it's heading up to the 90s. It's probably 94 right now. So anyway, this is where I'm at. Never been on this trail before, and hoping to get to the river. One interesting thing I've noticed about this trail, if you look over here, these are all wild blueberries. If I could get close to some. So guess what Tommy's going to be eating for lunch? There's some larger ones right there, but the ones that have turned blue already are ready to go. So lots and lots of wild blueberries here. Blueberries and wineberries mixed with my oatmeal. Sounds like a dinner. So look at this score of wineberries. Look at this. Everywhere. I'm going to spend a few minutes. I'm going to get out a Ziploc bag and fill it, because there's just too many to leave behind. Add it to my blueberry collection. Going to be a delicious dinner. So I finally made it down to the river. There's a barrier island right here. This is the Shenandoah, not too far from Harper's Ferry. A couple miles down. It's about 7.7 miles for me to get here. There's a family out there, another family over there. But I'm planning on sleeping out here for the night. I set up my tent. I just have to wade across. I did put on my my water shoes. Took my work boots off. So I'm good to go. I'm gonna head over there just a minute. I'm gonna walk it first before I put my backpack on, just to make sure there's no slippery spots. And then I'll come back over for my backpack. So I'll bring my shoes over, my camera first, and then I'll come back for my pack. And I'm gonna do some swimming to cool off, because it is hot. It's got to be close to 100 today. Good morning, everybody. It's Sunday morning. Sun is just about to come up. Well, I guess it's around 6:15 or so. So here I am at the Shenandoah River. You can see the sun starting to come up behind me. This is where I spent the night last night. There's my tent. You can kind of see some leaves that came down. We had a microburst come in. I had a fire going over here about 12 hours ago. And then all of a sudden, this gray cloud came over the mountain, and it just unleashed. It came in so fast. I had about 3 minutes from the time that thing came over and the wind started picking up to get my tent set up. And I did the best I could, but a couple things got wet. Everything got a little damp. You can kind of see. I tried to put it under some cover. It's a big gold grapevine there. And anyway, I got a little sand in the tent just from going in and out, trying to get all my stuff put together. But now it's shaping up to be a beautiful morning. I don't know how much you can see of the fog, if you can, burning up off the water, but the cold rain, the water is really warm. I would put it about 80 degrees. I was swimming in here yesterday afternoon and evening, and the cold rain has really made the fog start lifting up off the water. I'll try to get a better shot of that. But I'm out here on an island. Behind me here is the entrance or the crossing. So that's where I crossed over to get back to the trail. And it was really peaceful out here. There were a lot of people that came out yesterday, given all the heat that we had. It was in the near 100, pretty much in the 90s all week, and near 100 a few times. So a lot of people came out to the river to swim and have a picnic and barbecue and stuff. But when that cloud came over and that wind picked up, they scattered like cockroaches when you turn the lights on. It was pretty funny, and I was the only one who stayed. So I've got this whole island to myself right now, and I'm gonna just explore a little bit and slowly but surely get my wet gear put away. And I'll talk to you in a little while. A couple things I'm gonna show you. I'll get back with that. I wanted to show you this grapevine here. You can see all these wild grapes growing. They're all over this vine. They're not quite ready to eat yet. still a little small, but there's lots of them on here. They'll probably never make it to maturity because the birds will get at them. But pretty interesting. I guess if you needed to eat them, you could. I don't think there'd be anything wrong with them, but they're just a little small, probably won't taste quite right. Yeah, down that way you can kind of see now, as the sun is coming up over that mountain, you can see where the fog is lifting up off the water, and that cloud is kind of starting to dissipate. That dropped right down into the valley over the river overnight. So it's supposed to be a beautiful day. Temperature's supposed to go up into the mid 90s, high 90s again. So I'll be probably sweating like crazy again as I hike, because I got to get across this river with all my gear and then get on that trail, and then I got to go up the mountain and over. Probably only about 4 miles today before I get back, picked up, and get heading home. So let's look at the Shenandoah this morning. I'm going to take a dip and clean up before I head out. Great morning. I don't know if you can see well enough, but I zoomed in as much as I could, but there's looks like 3 people fishing down there off the rocks in this very shallow Shenandoah River. I only caught 1 fish yesterday, and some kind of a carp, and it was small, 8 to 10 inches or so. I got a picture of it, you'll see. Sure is shaping up to be a nice day. But with that sun coming through the clouds now, I'm really starting to feel the heat coming on. They say it's going to be about 90 by noontime, 98 by 3 o'clock. And there's my little setup where I stayed last night. You know, I'm just sitting out here. I'm on kind of a rock ledge, about a quarter out into the river, and just thinking about the last 18 months or so that I've been backpacking out here in the Blue Ridge Mountains, and trying to decide, is there a season that I like better than another? And I keep coming to the same conclusion. The truth is no. I enjoy the summer a lot. You have to carry a little bit less gear. The foliage is amazing. Every week seems like there's a different plant or something that's out there. The fruits of the forest feed you. You can fish if you want like this in the winter time. A lot of times you can't fish because a lot of this is frozen. But again, in the winter, there are no bugs. You don't have to carry bug spray. There's no foliage on the trees, so you can see for miles and miles when you're hiking up in the mountains. So a lot more views, although the views are not necessarily as pretty. But so there is no reason. Every season has a great aura to it on its own, and I think I'm going to continue to backpack all 4 seasons as much as I can. So just wanted to share that with you. Right now I'm carrying bug spray. I'm carrying some tick spray that I spray around my ankles and my pretty much from my calf down, just to ward off some ticks as I hike as much as possible. And in the winter time, you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. You don't have to worry about snakes and critters and bugs and all that. But again, that's a change off for freezing and having to carry extra gear and not being able to use your fingers at certain times because you get so cold that your fingertips just stop working. So you lose all dexterity. But I've done it all, done it both. I've been out in 3-degree weather, I've been out in blizzards and ice storms, and I've been out in rain and thunderstorms in the summer, as last night was another one that rolled in. And I like it all. It's all good. So thanks for watching. I'll be packing up in about an hour and a half or so and start hiking back. And I'm just waiting for my gear to dry off a little bit. When that sun came up, it started to dry nicer, so I'm going to give it another hour or so and then start packing up, and I'll be out of here in about an hour and a half. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you happen just to pop on this channel. I'll be making videos almost every week from wherever I am on the weekends. As I mentioned, my stuff got wet in my scurry. Beat the storm to set my stuff up, so I'm strategically drying out my gear. My backpack's here, my tent's out there, just putting it on these rocks with this bright sun, and then I'll shake it all off. And I've got my lantern and a couple dry bags over there. Nothing got wet inside, but the bags did get wet on the outside, so I'm just drying everything. I'm not sure you guys can see this. I am zoomed in as far as I can with my phone, but that's a bald eagle sitting on that log. I just watched him drop out of the trees, grab a fish, and it was on the ground on a rock for a little bit. It looked like it gutted it, and now it's sitting up on that stump. Pretty cool.